Hey friends, it's Jenny and I'm getting ready to work on this week's Cherry on Top Sketch Challenge. So I printed out the sketch. You can see it's using a 5x7 photo. You've got your background piece of paper. There is mixed media along the side here, along with this branch with the flowers. There's a solid piece of paper behind my photo. There is a block of paper here with the title, and then it looks like some brick wall stenciling. Let me show you what I'm planning to use. So I've got lots of stuff picked out. Let's put this to the side for one moment. I have this new cutting die from Spellbinders. I got it in their sale that's going on now. I think I paid $3 for it. And I'm thinking of using just the branch with either this gray paper or brownish cardstock to make the branches. Not sure which color yet, probably the brown, but we'll see. I think gray matches the layout better, but we'll see. But that's my plan, to use that. I also have a brick-like stencil that I've had for a long time. This is from My Favorite Things and 2013. So I've had it for a long time and I can't tell you if I've ever used it. So I plan on using this stencil. Now here's my 5x7 photo. It's a picture of Quinn when they just went on a walk and the lilac trees were blooming, and she actually has her Rapunzel dress on here, so she was very much a princess that day. That's my picture. I've got some Doodlebug alphas here to use. I'm using my April 2025 kit that I've still been putting into play. That includes Fairy Garden and Hello Again from Doodlebug. So I've enjoyed working with this. I'm really getting down to, I shouldn't say that. Fairy Garden is almost done, except I've got a ton of embellishments left, and that's okay. Totally my style with the girls, so not worried about that. But I've got a couple of alphas. I don't even know if I will use these, maybe something for a subtitle or something, but I've got some acrylics picked out that I'll probably use for the title. As I mentioned, I've got lots of the Fairy Garden left, so I've got stickers here. I've got the mini stickers. I don't know if any of these are used. Let's take a look. Because there are 2 sheets here. I see 1, 2, yeah, not many. So I'm not mad about it. I like the collection, and with Doodlebug's colors, these will go, you know, it's kind of like they'll just move forward with the different things that I have. The 6x12 stickers. Now I've got a couple of scraps here. I will be using one of, this is actually for a 6x6 pad. I'll be using one of these for that strip to put my title on. So that's what I've got this for. I am going to go ahead and use this for my photo. I have to remember to use it this way so that the hearts are the right way up, but this is what's going to go behind my photo. Obviously a scrap that I've used before. Recently, I hauled the Doodlebug Petite Prints or cardstock that matches these collections, and this white was in the Hello Again pack, so I'm going to use this as part of my background, but I'm also going to use, I just have to. I'm going to go ahead and put a border around it, then I'm going to put this same black border around when I put the photo down. So there'll be some of that black incorporated there. I have the tags pulled out. Don't know if I'm going to use any of them or not yet. I had thought about using one of these for that strip behind the title. And yeah, obviously I could do that with one of these, you know, the blank back. So maybe it'll be one of those instead of that pink piece of paper, but it's a matter of which ones wouldn't I use. I don't think I'd use that tag. I don't think I would use, that's about it. So it would be this one, and the top of it was green. So I don't know. We'll see if I end up using one of these. I do have the sticker sheet from Hello Again. So none of this has been used yet, so I've got that in play. Other things, I've got acrylics. So this one is a pink spring from Bramble Fox. It's also got some purple pieces in here. This one is pink spring yellow in Spring Memories, and then Smile in the gray. I won't be using that. It'll be one of the spring ones and it's got some flowers in there and stuff. So I've got some gems from Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be using these. Well, maybe not, because of the flowers I picked. Won't need it unless I use paper flowers. I've been watching, I think it's Michelle Coleman. I will double check that. When she does her flowers, so I do have these flowers picked out. So let's talk about that. I just got these. Are these Prima? Yeah, these are Prima flowers, and it's got the purples, pinks, and peaches that I would be using with this kit. But I also picked out from the ephemera pack all of these flowers, okay? So as I was saying, Michelle Coleman, she has inspired me to, although I already bend up the leaves of my flowers, she will put, say, a gem or a enamel dot or something like that in the middle, but then she also takes some type of stickles, Nuvo drops, the drops that you get from scrapbook.com, and she'll put just little details around it. I want to do that. I've been talking about, you know, these are the ones that are on my desk in my kit that I have in my bash kit. So I've got some of those pulled to maybe do that. So I have some Scrappin Happy Studio mini flair that I can use in this layout. I do have a doodle pop that I can use on this layout. I did pick out one fairy because, come on, they're cute. I also have, bees, I have mushrooms, I have birds, I have snails and ladybugs. Most of these were the flowers, but there's some hearts mixed in here. And then I also had a couple of little subtitle things like follow your dreams, you are fairy loved, and you are magical. So here's paper ephemera. Will not be using all of that, but I wanted to remind myself that I have it here to use. With my stencil, I'm going to use, I thought about using the gray. This is Pumice Stone Distress ink, but I'm afraid it might look dirty. Instead of looking like, you know, that brick road, and I really didn't want brown, so I thought maybe just keep it magical and do the shaded lilac from Tim Holtz, but we'll see. I was messing around with, let me show you where's the sketch go? Oh, sketchy sketch, where are you? Well, oh, here it is. I was putting it on the back, and that's why the gray made me think of dirt, so I'm not sure. And this is just, you know, a nice light purple, so I've got those to use with my stencil. And then, like I said, I've got several. These are pearl pens from Viva Decor, cream, ice white, and I have a lilac. And then from Liquid Pearls, I have bisque, white opal, lavender lace, and buttercup. So I obviously won't be using all of these, but it'll come down to, you know, what flowers I use, if I use any of them. But again, it's just, you know, making, I dug into my little bash kit that I put together, what's in there that I can use. That's where I got my Scrappin Happy Studio flair and the Honeybee gems and all of these liquid pearls and stuff. So I am remembering to go look in there. So let me go ahead and get started. I obviously have to do some die cutting and to get my branches ready and get the background together, and then I'll come back and show you where I'm at. Hey friends, it's Jenny, and I'm back with my completed layout for this week's Cherry on Top Sketch Challenge. Thought I'd bring back in a reminder of the sketch, although you just saw it. 5x7 photo, some brickwork, some mixed media, some branches of flowers, your photo, your title. So as a reminder, I used the Doodlebug Hello Again collection that I had in my April 2025 collection Obsession. I also used this brick stencil from My Favorite Things that I've had for a long time, and in the stenciling I used the shaded lilac ink along with this brush. I don't recall who made this brush, but this is the brush that I used. So that is my stenciling. I did cut out the branches using this die here, and I chose the brown. I did cut out I cut them both out, and just like I thought with the gray ink, the gray branches looked dead. So I ended up going with the brown. So I cut 4 different ones, and those are what are spread across here. I decided to use the flowers in the ephemera, and that's because I have a lot of them. Not that I didn't have a lot of the Prima flowers, but I just thought, let me use these because I wanted to try the gems in the middle along with the perfect pearls around the middle. Now, I probably could have used a little less pearls, but it's done. And all in all, I do like it. I do like it very much. So I ended up using perfect pearls and lavender lace, buttercup, and white opal. My mixed media that I used for the drops is Nuvo Mica Mist, and this is in Violet Luster. So tools, you know, so I used a stencil, a die, you call Ink and Nuvo and perfect pearls. I did use this full doodle pop up here in the corner, so we've got our little rainbow and the cloud and the little birdies here next to our title. I did use my honeybee rainbow gem stickers for the center of the flowers. I used the Bramble Fox perspective that says spring, and along with the camera and this beautiful day. And all of the ephemera is from the actual Fairy Garden collection. The sticker here, the Happy, is from the Doodlebug, what do they call their 12x12 sticker sheets? I forget. Is it this and that? Let's see. I do have it right here. Oh, yeah, this and that. So that little hello is from the this and that sheet. I did use stickers from both of the Fairy Garden collections. The butterflies came from the mini icons. And the, what did I take from here? I think it was the bee. I think it was this little bee right here. So I used a lot of stuff, and this took me longer than normal for sure. And it was just, I'm glad that I took the time and I played with tools and I played with a technique. Oh, and there are some Scrappin Happy Studio flares as well. Forgot that. So there's a whole bunch of different stuff on here, a whole bunch of different manufacturers. I mean, the main one, obviously, Doodlebug, is the paper. And this is my challenge for this week. This will be loaded up to the Cherry Gallery. As a reminder, if you post to the Cherry Gallery, you get 100 points on the day that they select the sketch that they pick for that week. It's a random draw, so if they do pick you, you get 1,000 points. You do get a point for loading to the gallery, and then as you tag the things that you've used on your layout, for instance, you know, if I tag the ephemera and the stickers and the, what else, the paper and chit chat sheet and even all of your mixed media stuff, you get a point for that, up to 10 points when you load the layout. So I'm very happy with how it came out. I used a various amount of different things that I'm thrilled with, and I hope you like it. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you're playing along this week. I'd love to take a look. Please like, comment, and subscribe. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.